Do you want to learn how to sell your sewing patterns that are just laying around for cash? Stick around. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Kayla and I go by Treasures Noir. I'm a vintage reseller and today I'm very excited because I heard about this new selling platform called Destashify. What is Destashify? Well, it is a website in which you could either one of two things: donate your craft supplies to them and they will post it for you, or two, sell them yourselves for a profit. And what do you think I want to do? Well, I want to sell mine for a profit. So I'm an avid crafter and sewist, and I'm very excited for the potential of this platform. If you are interested in seeing all kinds of Destashify content coming up in the next 30 days, then please stick around, hit that subscribe button, and hit that like. It always helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and it's free for you. Without further ado, let's jump right into it and get to making our account and posting our first item. Alright everybody, we are now on the Destashify website, destashify.com, and let's go ahead and take a look at the website just to look at it in general. So I'm seeing here that domestic shipping is $5 with Canadian shipping being $20. I believe it is a flat shipping rate, and we'll take a look at more shipping. We'll look at the options for shipping later on. So it seems pretty straightforward that you can just list your products, fulfill orders, and get paid. Sounds exciting. We're gonna look into the nitty-gritty details as we go along. And you can see some featured products on here too. So the great thing about this website is it's all about sewing. So sewing patterns and fabric, as well as notions, yarn, and so on and so forth. Now, there's two ways you can actually join this website. You can join as a seller, or you can send in your donations. If you would prefer just to donate to them, it is kind of like a thrift store and they will set their own prices. All right, let's take a moment out from the very front page to look at the frequent questions and answers. I highly recommend that if you are considering using Destashify to read over this entirely. There are tons of important information in here you need to know before even starting your account. So let's go over just a few key notes and yeah, we'll get things rolling. So first off, the frequent questions and answers can be found at the very top of your screen with the FAQ. And this page will pop up showing some frequent questions and their answers. Go figure. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. So one of the important things I would like to point out is this one. How much does it cost to sell on Destashify? The answer is $1 and 15% of the remaining products subtotal goes for the fees. Now they don't have any posting fees unlike Etsy, so it's interesting. This website, I believe, is kind of a direct competition for sewing supplies and sewing patterns and fabric compared to Etsy. Interesting. 15%, it's a little, it's a little high, but, you know, they gotta have their cut too. Moving right along, when do you get paid? Basically, when your order is fulfilled. So the sooner you ship it, the sooner you get paid. Now, with all these questions, a lot of them have an additional information here in smaller links. I would highly encourage you to go out and check here. I just want to give the bare boned minimum kind of, burning questions I have. So these two are really interesting and important. So it is kind of adding tags to your products in order for the buyer to know if they can bundle items, and also if you have fabric that is sold by the yard. So adding tags into your posting will allow that to be notified whether or not the buyer can buy yardage or bundle items. All right. we saw on the front of the website that there was a flat fee of $5 shipping within the United States. So, what this is saying is that the buyer is going to be paying that $5 flat shipping, but then the seller is responsible for the true actual cost of shipping. So, with that being said, if you go in here and click on this link, it does give you some examples of how you should be pricing items, and they strongly encourage you to add $1 or $2 or $3 or $4 depending on your weight of item to your price, so that it also covers shipping. So here we go. This is exactly what they're saying. So alrighty, moving right along. Sales tax. They withhold sales tax within the states that require it. Again, highly suggest you click on all this information to find out more. So here we're talking about refunds and customer disputes. It seems like they don't really have like a committee or anything that reviews cases. They encourage you to resolve the case with between the seller and buyer separately before even contacting customer service. So it's interesting to see what if there are any problems in the future. I think a lot of that can be resolved with clear information within your listing. I mean, you can't help if it's the wrong size or if they didn't measure themselves, but a lot of questions can be answered that way. So, with that being said, let's jump back over and start our profile. Now, in order to create an account, you have to go up to this little person up here in the corner, right here, and click on that next to the spyglass in the shopping cart. Magnifying glass, not spyglass, magnifying glass and shopping cart. And it will lead you to this page in which you hit the create account. Follow the instructions there. It is pretty straightforward, and then you will be able to create your account from there. Next, after that, once you received your email to verify your account, you will have an option to go to your seller's portal. All right, so now once you have signed into your account, this is what you're greeted with. So you were greeted with a basic My Account on the main website. So from here, you want to click on the seller's portal icon, and it will pop up a new window. And here is where you can get started. As you can see, I have no products listed in my store currently, so let's go ahead and look at some other features before we post anything in there. Now, moving on from this point, we are going to go ahead and update our account information. So what you want to do here is go to Account and go to My Account. Clicking on this will take you to a new page in which you have some options. So from this page, you want to go ahead and fill out all the required information, including your email address, name, phone number for Venmo, email for PayPal. Some of this information will be blocked out for personal reasons, so make sure you go ahead and fill out everything thoroughly. And then you can go ahead and upload a photo of your face and also your store logo. Now, if you ever want to check out your profile, clicking on View Profile up here in the corner will take you to your store. So as you can see here, I am in Florida, United States. Here is my logo, and there would be my face if I uploaded a face picture. So we'll do that in a little bit. Okay, moving right along. So coming back here to the seller's portal, we're going to go ahead and go to our dashboard. So dashboard indicates all of our information about sales, what products sold, recent orders, out of stock products, so on and so forth. Pretty interesting, and I'm excited to see how this goes when we sell products. So it seems pretty intuitive. I definitely want to look at it in practice. yeah, so let's go ahead and explore some more. So the configuration tab here will show the information you want provided on your customers' invoices, whether you have a physical store or whether you want to include any sort of information like contact phone number and so on and so forth. For now, I'm going to leave this blank and then move right along. So we're going to go over to the next tab here. So let's take a look at all products, and I believe this brings us, yes, this brings us back to our seller portal. And where we can add an item. So let's go ahead and just add an item and see how that goes. You're learning it with me. Let's learn it together. All right, I'm back, and I took a few moments to take some photos of a sewing pattern I would like to upload and have for sale on my Destashify profile. So let's go ahead and jump into it and post this pattern for sale. Here we go. In real time, we're going to be adding this pattern on to our profile. So pretty straightforward. What are we going to do? Normal product. What's the difference between a normal and an unnormal product? I'm not sure. I'm wondering if they will add digital sewing patterns on here. Maybe physical and not. Let's click this. Normal product, physical, non-digital product. Yeah, so I think eventually they're setting up the website to offer digital patterns. Like if you wanted to produce your own sewing patterns and sell them digitally here, you could. All right, let's go ahead and upload some photos. So now I'm going to click the upload image items and place my photos in here. All right, so it appears that you have to be adding one photo per time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So we have the front of the pattern, we have the size of the pattern next. Next we'll do the back of the pattern. And then we'll add some more detail shots. I always like to include a close-up detail of the cutting, the pattern shapes, any condition issues on the pattern. Oh, okay, so we are only limited to 5 items, five pictures. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this here and remove this photo here, and I'm going to add probably the most condition, like the most flawed piece on the pattern is that corner, otherwise it's in great shape. And then I'm also going to show another image of the instructions in the envelope as well as the patterns sticking out. I just like to convey that the instructions are included and the pieces are in there. Moving right along, let's go ahead and fill in some product information. Alright, so I started filling in my information and I'm seeing that you can actually provide a lot of information in the product name. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's always important that you provide clear information in the title because people often search by this. So I'm putting Simplicity 8391 from 1969 it is a dress in color pattern in size 10, aka bust 32.5. Let's toss in vintage right in the front because yeah, it is vintage. All right, so the product type here, we're going to select apparel sewing patterns. I mean, look at all the other things that you can do in here. You can do craft patterns, crochet patterns, home decor fabric, home decor patterns, knitting patterns, media. I wonder if that's like yeah, I guess it would be like books and whatnot. Quilting fabric, quilting patterns, sewing notions, yarn. So really great, all craft supplies really. So that's really fun. I'm totally gonna upload a whole bunch of stuff on here and see how we go. So, ooh, I wonder, it's saying that we could also insert media in here. Wow, that's really interesting. I'm wondering if you had like a Shopify account, if you could go ahead and show a video of the pattern and put that in there. So really interesting. I'm definitely going to have to play around with that, with doing embedded links and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and fill in the description and I'll come right back. So I went ahead and filled in some information here. So I always, in any of my posts, for some reason, I always feel necessary to copy and paste the title within the description too. So, you know, like it reads, Vintage Simplicity 8391 from 1969, dress and collar pattern, size 10, aka best of 32.5. Beautiful condition, follow up by the condition. Beautiful condition with some wear on the envelope corners shown in photos. So I did make sure to show those in photos here. Some pieces are cut, so I went and I opened the pattern and I took a look at the conditions of each piece. Some pieces are cut on the lines and others are factory folded and uncut. All 13 pieces present in envelope. I don't know why I just wrote perfect in there, but did. And then I follow up with, on the back of the sewing pattern, they include measurements for this specific size of pattern, and I want to make sure I include this in here so that if people are reading the description and they do have these measurements, they're more inclined to purchase my pattern because, you know, we want to make sure that when doing a listing, we answer all the questions the buyer would have. So it is a best of 32.5 inches, a waist of 24.5 inches, a hip of 34.5 inches, and back of neck to waist 15 inches. Now coming down here in the products tags, so we can go ahead and click here, and then it will give us a list of all these tags, including you know, types of fabric, novelty, whatnot. So we just wanna see kind of what. Yeah, I typed in pattern and the only thing is like hot pattern on here, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So I included the vintage tag, the hot pattern tag, and the orange tag because let's go ahead and put the green tag on there too, because both the girl is wearing orange on the cover here. So I think if somebody is shopping for some orange fabric, maybe they want to purchase this pattern as well. Green is also on the pattern, so green it is, and vintage, of course. All right, so let's include our price here. What am I willing to get for this pattern? So let me go ahead and do some research on if I can find any comps or sold patterns in this style and size on the internet. Be right back. Okay, so I found this Etsy listing and it has a very similar size and they are pricing it for $15 with free shipping. So I think I'm going to go with that sizing, not sizing. So I think I'm going to go ahead with that pricing. So I'll list mine for 15 because I did read in the frequent questions and answers about the shipping to also include a little bit extra for shipping on top. It should go first class if they just buy this pattern, so it should be no big deal. So I think that looks good. So we're going to go ahead and list mine for 15. I wonder if we have to do... I don't know. I'm guessing this is like maybe the retail price listed on here, but we're just going to do that. Okay. Don't track inventory, track this product's inventory. Okay, so I guess it That's if we have more than a quantity of one, if we want to track the inventory. But since we don't, you know what, I'm just going to keep it as it is. And yeah, so let's see what variants we can add onto here. Optional name, optional value. I think I got this. Where did I get you? I think I got this in an estate sale for $1, or maybe it was 50 cents. So we're just gonna put $1 on here and see how we go. You know, I don't want that showing up on there, so just in case, we're gonna leave all this blank. Better safe to be sorry. Better safe than sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and save our changes and see how it shows up. It's loading. Ooh, how exciting this is. Loading. She is loading. Taking a very long time. I'm thinking probably for upload. Success! Your product has been created. Okay, let's go ahead. Ooh. Ooh. Excellent. It must be for like different sizing and whatnot, so we'll have to play around with this. So let's go ahead and view my profile. See. Look at that! I've uploaded my very first pattern here on Destashify, so I think that was so much fun. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now that we've uploaded our first item on here, I'm wondering if we can look at some data on here. So we're back here in the seller's portal, and we can go ahead and see that our first product is listed, and we have the approval status. So I think it automatically scans whether or not it qualifies to be listed on here, and you will get an approval and denial on here, I'm assuming. And let's take a look at this dashboard again. So we have one product listed here on Destashify, and I'm so excited to see how this goes. Thank you so much for joining me in posting my first item on Destashify. I'm excited to see where this goes and how well we can do on this new selling platform. So if you would like to see more about Destashify, please stick around, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, bye! Thank you.